Mid-death crisis. For me, this is almost being 50 years old is a scary thought, and the title "Mid-death crisis" is a joke on it. Obviously, it makes it a little softens the blow of life, I guess. It's a sarcastic take on life. I've pretty much spent my whole career singing about morbid things, and my first album was called "The Songs of Death, Dying, and the Dead." So it only makes sense that I'm still singing about it 20 years into my career, and I'll be 50 next year. So I am currently going through a mid-death crisis. Artwork was done by my longtime artist now, Johnny Bush, who's been helping me since the last record, Horrifier, and just everything visually you pretty much see with my stuff now. Johnny's been my guy, and he's a longtime fan of the band, and I think that's what makes the artwork work. So for this album cover in particular, I had a couple ideas. I said I wanted to do a Frankenstein type character looking into a mirror reflection of himself, but he's still, he's 150 years old. He's still trying to make himself look good to go out for one more night on the town. So I basically explained that idea to Johnny, and what you see is the album cover. He's able to basically put out what my mind is drawing. So he's perfect for that. He literally is delivered every single time. Just that's just been my whole motto, is just that rock and roll is I never meant to be serious. Never getting into music was to avoid responsibility, to avoid getting a job. So for me, that's leave your brain at the door. Like, rock and roll is not supposed to. You're not supposed to think about anything. You're supposed to lose your mind and forget your problems. And I feel like I kind of provide that for people. I'm not really singing about real life subjects for the most part. I create sort of these fantasy world songs, and sometimes they're in particular about horror movies and things. But I don't know. I give people an outlet for escape, and I think that's what music did for me when I listened to Alice Cooper and Kiss, and movies and cartoons. I just escaped into those worlds, and I provide that same escapism. Warning: you will have a good time listening to this record, and you will want to hit play again when it's done. I just think it's a fun record. It really feels like a fun house kind of record. It just takes you through this ride as fast as furious, and then spits you out, and you're like, hey, I want to go to the top and do it again. So this is a good fun house album. I remember my brother having Motley Crue Shout at the Devil, the vinyl gatefold, hanging on the wall, and my mom made him take it down. And I didn't understand what that was, or what that star was, or anything. I just knew she hated it. And for some reason, I was drawn to, to anything that made my parents repulsed. I was into it. And so when I was writing that song, literally, I just thought about, what if I could go back in time and plant a Wednesday 13 album in my collection for my mom to find? What would repulse her to the height of everything? And that's what those lyrics are. So it's a ode to my mom in a fun way. The video was absolutely inspired by the Plan 9 from Outer Space, the Ed Wood movie. Just the imagery, the graveyard scene, the vampire character, and later on they ended up colorizing that movie, and seeing it in color was really interesting for me. And when I had the idea of doing this video, I just thought about that color version of Plan 9 and went, what if we just kind of enhanced that, and we went and did the video, and I couldn't be more happy with how that video turned out. Like, we nailed it. And it's probably one of my favorite videos, just to look back on and go, I nailed that one. Basically, my whole connection with Faster Pussycat, before becoming friends with Tammy. I've been friends with Tammy for over 10 years now. I was a fan before a friend. When I was younger in 1986, 87, I got the Faster Pussycat cassette. And when I was learning how to play guitar, me and a friend of mine found a Faster Pussycat. It was called a tablature book that showed you how to play their songs. And me being a up and coming guitar player, learning how to play this tablature book, I was able to read it, and I listened to Faster Pussycat, and I learned how to play guitar by practicing to their first album. So to flash forward from me being 11 years old to recording in the studio with Tammy singing on one of my songs, it's just a crazy thing to see how that goes. And he was a big influence on my imagery and everything. Like I love Faster Pussycat. I grew my hair out. I wanted it bleach blonde like him, and then he dyed his hair black, and I dyed my hair black. He started wearing top hats. I'm wearing top hats. So his imagery and everything, I credit to a lot of what I do. So they're one of my favorite bands, and it's cool to call that guy my friend now. We were in the studio. I brought no apologies in. I was tracking the guitar, and our producer said, "This reminds me of Faster Pussycat." And I went, "Yeah, it kind of does." And we called it the Faster Pussycat song for a week. And then conversation next week was, "Man, this would be really cool if you got Tammy to sing on this." Okay. So we talked about that for a couple of days, and the idea went back and forth. And I finally went outside and got on my phone and texted him, went, "Hey, we've been talking about this for 3 or 4 days. Would you want to sing on the record?" And he was like, "Tell me when and where." And he was there a couple of days, and I wrote his parts out for him, and I got to kind of coach him through the parts in the studio, and it was fun. We got to be in a band for a couple hours, and it was a really surreal kind of moment. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. To me, it just sounded like a supercharged Faster Pussycat song. So Faster Pussycat fans will definitely be into this. I'm excited for them to hear the decapitation song. I think it's so silly and just fun. It's so quick. That's really the funhouse song of the record. It really is. Just you hear it and you go, "Did I really just hear that?" Lyrically, it's silly. It just I went all out on that song of silliness. It really, when I say leave your brain at the door, that could be a better song to tie that along with. I would say any song could do that possibly, but the two I would say would be Rotting Away and the last track, Sick and Violent, because I made that last track on the record be fast the way I would want to end one of my shows. It even ends the way I would end one of my live concerts. So definitely Hotel Trash. Yeah, yeah, definitely worthy of that. So those two songs would be, you can't really go wrong either one. Well, you know what? There isn't a song on the record that I that I'm like. Usually, there's songs on albums that I'll record, and I like the songs. I don't like to perform them. Every song on this record, I'm excited to play. I just don't want to bore the audience and say, "Here's new songs you haven't heard yet." So, "Decapitation" is one of my favorite songs on the record. I'm just excited for people to hear that and to sing. I'm excited for them to sing that song back to me. I think that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. So soon enough, you'll hear that live. That is the Wizard of Oz nod. That's Dorothy clicking her heels, saying there's no such thing as home, and this is that's my Wizard of Oz clicking my heels together. Cease and desist. Um, I've actually received a couple of cease and desists in my life from artwork and things that I borrowed a little too heavy from. So to me, that's just a fun play on that term. So to cease and desist is to get a letter in the mail demanding that you stop living at once. So I can send a couple of those out to a few people in my past. This that was a nod back to the '80s. My mom thought that the devil could command children to go out and do his bidding, and she was so concerned that I was going to be possessed like the little girl from The Exorcist. So running away. Uh, that is the most ridiculous song on the record that makes me laugh. It's got my favorite lyric on the record. You in a casket, that sounds fantastic. Being able to rhyme casket and fantastic 23 years into this, that's a pat myself on the back for that. No apologies. Could be the sequel to my bad thing song. Another middle finger, don't care, no apologies. It's that's says it all. Decapitation. My salute to all the greatest decapitations in movie history. Mainly The Omen, where the guy gets his head cut off by a plate glass window. I was watching a compilation of decapitations on that rhymes by the way on YouTube, and I was strumming my guitar, and I came up with the lyrics just by watching people get their heads chopped off in a fun way. In Misery. So many love songs. Why can't there be a song someone professing their misery in the same way? So this is sort of the ballad of the record, if you will. This the love song, the anti-love song, but it still kind of has that '80s ballad vibe to it, which is what I wanted to achieve. Bloodstorm. Uh, that sounds like the perfect Wednesday 13 thunderstorm activity. It sounds fun. It's rain and blood with a little extra blood on it. Bloodstorm. I can't think of a better Wednesday 13 storm. Xan Ecstasy is a play on the pill Xanax. Many years ago, I had uh, a temporary relationship with Xanax, and I know what it's capable of doing. It can provide a fantasy world, a ecstasy. So combine the words Xan Ecstasy. It still controls a lot of people. It's a crazy drug, and I wrote a song about it, and there you have it, Xan ecstasy. Some people live in Xan ecstasy. I heard you. Uh, with a title like that, I think when you first hear the song, people may think it's a song about like me for physically trying to hurt someone, but it's just my look on people and uh, people that are in relationships that are abusive, whether it's drugs or love as a person or a substance or anything. People somehow like that abuse and keep coming back to it. So that song is saying there's no one that hurts you the way I hurt you. So people are addicted to that stuff. So again, another take on you know love in a weird way. My funeral, a sarcastic take on my funeral. It's just basically someone going, I'm just gonna. So that song makes me laugh. It sounds like something that the Munsters would write. It's just a person saying, they can't wait till their funeral. It's not necessarily, I can't wait for my funeral, but that's what the lyrics are. It's just a fun take on like mid death crisis. I didn't have a title on the record called Mid Death Crisis, but if there was one, it's this one. Sick and Violent. I went and finally saw one of my favorite bands, favorite punk bands, The Damned, uh, last year. And I came home. I was so excited from seeing their concert. I picked up my guitar and I wrote that song it came out of me. And it's one of the fastest, like I said, a song that you'd want to wreck a room to. So, for me, that is, that is my salute to The Damned. That is, a sick and violent song.